All right, we're sitting here at the very beginning of the animation before anything goes down over there at Parkland. As you can tell, this is the overhead of the campus of Parkland. And at the lower right hand corner, you have a Coach Andrew Medina. And over there, way off to the left in the CSPD, represented by blue, you got an Officer Heinrich. You got Medina, he's represented by red because he's part of MSD faculty. You also note that soon people enter in, they're represented by green, and that'll be Broward Sheriff's deputies. All right, other than that, it's not extremely important that you know everybody's name necessarily. We're going to just run through this animation about as fast as we can. All right. Later on, all the different people who are inside this animation, most of them we're going to break down. We're going to talk about them individually. We're going to talk about their background. But until then, we're just going to run through this animation because I want to show you something. Now, before we start, I want to make mention of one or two things. First off, I want to talk about, before we get started, what is magic? For the most part, if we're being very basic, all right, I'm not talking about voodoo, witchcraft, stuff like that, but what is magic? Right? Magic is basically getting you to pay attention to what's in my left hand while my right hand is doing something else that you don't know about, you're unaware of. You might call it sleight of hand, something like that. That's basically what magic is. This animation, that being stated, is going to be chocked full of magic. The whole bit of it. Now, the thing is, I didn't ask for an animation. Most people probably didn't. As far as evidence, we don't find it acceptable at all. But this is what we've been given. This is like our big thing. This is what we're supposed to be satisfied with. This animation. We're supposed to find it acceptable. Here's the thing. Like I said, we're about to start rolling through it. But like I said, full of all sort of magic. Now the thing is, when it comes to this particular situation, allegedly, all sort of children died. Maybe some adults and whatever that happens. All sort of children died, allegedly. All right. That being said, there's some sort of accuracy that needs to be demanded of whatever mysterious person who won't put their name behind it made this animation. There needs to be some sort of accuracy. All right, and as we dive into it, you're gonna see there ain't hardly any. So let's go ahead and get it underway and push play. Here we go. Now we got Medina. He's the first witness. He's sliding up north right now, real slowly on his golf cart. You can see him right there. Now he picks up some speed and stuff. Sometimes they speed up the time. But he's going up north. Coming from the east, you're gonna have a Nicholas Cruz. He's gonna enter in. He's in black because he's the alleged killer. All right. So Medina, he's peeking around the corner. He's trying to catch up. He's not really rushing too much, but he sees Cruz. He's worried about Cruz for some reason. He doesn't know why, but he sees Cruz going up into Building 12. Medina, he's walkie-talking to some dude named David Taylor right now, all right? But he's not represented by a dot. Anyways, Cruz, he's up in a building right now. All right, he enters Building 12. He goes into the stairwell. You can see him from the video. There's Mr. Chris McKenna. Mr. Chris McKenna squanders all opportunity. I think he patted Nicholas Cruz on the back. He might as well have. All right, Nicholas Cruz is going into the Building 12 allegedly. And let me pause right there. That's allegedly. We don't know exactly when this footage took place necessarily, but this is a story that we're being given. All right, so that's the setup. Cruz in the building. McKenna, you can see him north of the building. He's running up out of the building. Medina, he's approaching the building. He's unsure of himself, right? That's where we're at right now, all right? So the magic hasn't started yet. Let's go ahead and continue. We'll get into the magic shortly. But see, you got McKenna. He's running across the north side of Building 12. He's going about Building 13. Medina, he's running south because he knows something's wrong. He's starting to hear gunshots, allegedly. I don't know that that's true, but you got McKenna, and he runs into a Coach Feist. See him right there? He's also in red. He's MSD faculty. He runs into Coach Feist. It's like a monitor, I guess, and a coach. And he's telling them all it's maybe going down. He's telling them all right now, allegedly, right?
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, we're at Stoneman Douglas High School, and I think there's a shooter.
Alright, hold on. Let me turn off this volume.
Hello?
Okay, stop right here.
You still there?
You got Feist, and he's
Talk to me,
consulting
please.
with McKenna. Right, you got Medina down here. He's already freaked out. He's kind of been freaked out. Peterson and
911,
Greenleaf
what
are
is your
two people who
emergency?
joined the
Yes,
show.
I just got a call from Douglas
Right.
High School. A
Peterson
female
obviously is
lying
an SRO. You
the
might have
shooter
heard
at
of
the
him.
school.
Greenleaf, he's supposed to be a security specialist.
Yes, I just got a call.
Right. So I wanted to point out right here at approximately 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 35 seconds. What you're witnessing right here in Building 13 is a Chris McKenna disappearing into Building 13. Right? You might say, well, maybe Feist just dropped him off and told him to get into Building 13. First of all, it's not a really great idea because it's close to the shooting. That's actually a bad idea. All right? But I wanted to point that out because McKenna disappears into Building 13. However, there's many different statements as to what happened at that exact point in time. All right? If you were to ask the New York Times, for example, 2 days out from the shooting, they would have told you that Chris McKenna told them that what Feist did is he took McKenna all the way to the baseball field, which you can't see right now, which is way to the bottom left of your screen. It's behind the footage. He takes him, drops him off at the baseball field, right? And then he comes back on his golf cart all the way to Building 12 and stuff. And then later on, we're gonna see that he gets shot, right? The reason that that's so important is because that takes a certain amount of time to drop him off at the baseball field. It takes a lot longer than it would be to drop him off at the door of Building 13. So we have a huge time indiscrepancy right there, and all sort of stories being told. I've heard of stories such as, oh, he took him to the baseball field, but then he took him back to Building 13. Nobody knows what the hell they did, so let's just go ahead and continue.